What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel, and I am your host, Crypto Bro. It's Monday. It's a little warmer outside, and it's fucking raining. And you know what? I'll take that over any snow any day. Yes. The sentiment is true, ladies and gentlemen. We have plenty to talk about tonight, and I'm talking plenty to talk about tonight. As the markets continue to see red over time, we have a plethora of continuation signals to be screamed into the mic. Again, I never come on here to toot a horn, to say anything that makes me look cocky or anything like that, but I will mention everything that I'm going to mention with confidence. Please always remember that. Is my camera up too high? I don't have that much of an announcement other than, guess what, ladies and gents, we're having a boy. Yes, right, we are having a boy in October, and I'm so stoked. And, you know, to be quite honest with you, fucking relieved, man, because if it was a girl, I'd have no fucking clue what to do. But it's a boy, so I have a little bit of an idea on what I need to do to be a damn bomb fucking dad. But I digress. Outside of that, busy as usual at work. Still trying to just get this bread. Still just trying to get this bread. And with that being said, I think we're just going to go ahead and start off with NASDAQ as we normally do. Actually seeing continuation currently below tentative support. We will be redoing a few charts here today. I figured I'd get something a little bit brighter and easier to see for the viewers here. I do like the pink and blue candlestick formation, but I decided to go with a little bit of a brighter green horizontal support and resistance here, and we're going to stick with yellow for the diagonal trend lines that may or may not be used throughout the course of the streams from now on. I just wanted a little bit of a fresh look, so not only that, but I wanted to clear all of my charts and come up with you know, some cleaner perspectives a little bit, and that's kind of what I've been working on for the past couple of days here, is reorganizing my charts. But looking in here at NASDAQ, obviously confirmation below the 21 exponential has seen follow through, and now we see price action currently below tentative support, current support, right around what 14, we'll just call it 14,000 bucks, I mean 13,940 ish, give or take a few bucks here. We have plenty of evidence that suggests continuation to the downside. Point of evidence number one here. Yes, this is a higher high in the formation, but it is not a macro structural higher high. This does not bleed bullish continuation to me at the current moment in time. Now, I do have a couple of bullish perspectives to outline here with basically every formation that we are looking at today. Actually, that reminds me, did we get any requests? No fucking requests, man. Requests have been dry lately. Maybe it's because of my distant participation in the community. I understand. A lot of my communication and participation comes through the streams, man. The streams and sometimes on the posts. I do apologize. I am currently getting ready for a kid, so it sounds like tonight's going to be a little bit on the shorter side. General information, it applies anywhere you look, to be quite honest with you. But looking at NASDAQ, again, continuation below current support. Again, we're not confirmed below the current support, but we have an opportunity to see today's candle closure below current support. We will cover the bullish perspective here, but this is the bearish perspective that I'm looking at right now. We have a clearly defined diagonal trend line of resistance here. Obviously, we have breached the formation and confirmed a higher high, broke through support, and confirmed it as tentative support before ultimately getting rejected a second time here within this a little bit of a top formation, and then seeing follow through below the 21. Now, what really gets me on this formation here is the negative slope on the 21 exponential. That is a very negative slope on the 21 exponential. If this one sees continuation below current support, I have no choice but to look for the next support, which is right here. It's a little off. Yeah, I'd say right here. Maybe into this box, blue box. You know what? We can call that a blue box territory. Let's fucking mark it off, actually. into this blue box territory is actually where I'm going to be looking for price action to continue on to here. Again, if we do see confirmation below tentative support right here, I will be looking for price action to continue all the way to this support level here at 13,100 even, give or take a few bucks here or there. But generally speaking, that's going to be the first target that I'm going to be looking for to the downside. Now, alongside with the breach of the 21, again, I want to remind everybody the confluence of evidence that has been achieved that suggests continuation to the downside. Confluence evidence number one. We saw a little bit of a dip below, a little bit of a dip above, and rejecting the 50 read. Not only that, but we are below a vastly negative exponential here on the RSI after claiming this 1-2 top formation. Boom, straight to the downside. We are below the 50 read. Again, we are below the 50 read. Point of evidence number two. I want to make sure I keep forgetting to do this. But I wanna mark these targets out here. Not only did we just see a swift decline out of the bullish control zone, but we have breached through the bottom side of the bullish control zone and the 50 read, and now seeing a breach at the top side of the bearish control zone into the lower end of the bearish control zone as well, looking at a straight nosedive to the downside. Right now, there is nothing suggesting that this momentum is going to cease anytime soon. So again, if we do confirm below 13,930 support, confirm below as well, I would be looking for a continuation to the current macro structural low. Now, if we do see an open and closure below the current macro structural low, I do believe that is the piece of evidence that I need to fully solidify and confirm a long-term bear market market-wide. So, you know, if we're looking at the formation, again, we got to study together. We have to learn together. We have to study together. If I'm looking at this formation, how am I perceiving it? Let's go ahead and look, right? We had this huge consolidation period up here, right? Kind of puts in a little bit of a double top and then sees a downtrend formulate, right? Lower lows after lower highs after lower lows. Technically a higher high, question mark, but then I look at this diagonal trend line of death and destruction, right? And I look at this and I say, hey, this could easily be a structural lower high in confluence with the all-time high. This could easily be confirmation of a longer-term downtrending market. That much is very true. That could be a confirmation. What would be the confirmation fully and for sure for me would be, again, taking out this macro structural low right here. We take this low out, there's no fucking question. There is no question. If we see new lows, I'm looking for a longer-term bear market, ladies and gentlemen. I am looking for a longer-term bear market. Now, obviously, I would be looking for bounces if that is to be confirmed around 12,800, maybe all the way down to 12,300, but the disposition remains the same. If we confirm lower macro structural lows, if we take out the current macro low, this likely formulates to a longer-term bearish structure. And we're talking maybe a year, 6 months to a year, that we could be playing with a bearish market, which has basically been my wet dream for the last fucking 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at it from the bearish perspective. Again, momentum oscillators are beat up. The weekly time frame doesn't look very great as well. Oh, excuse me. The weekly time frame does not look very great as well. Same disposition on this one here. Seeing a rejection of the 50 read on the weekly time frame, not the greatest signal in the world. Back below the negatively sloped exponential pointing down. Stochastics is like the only leg of fucking hope that this thing has right now, in my opinion. But we are seeing a force of resistance at the top side of the bearish control zone. Again, this is from the weekly time frame perspective, but I digress. We do have a confirmed lower high on the weekly time frame as well. And again, I take the weekly time frame with more weight than I do the daily time frame. That is very important. Again, the higher time frames are very important when considering trending movements in the future here. What does the monthly look like? I actually don't look at the monthly here. It could be monthly consolidation, but it looks like it wants to break down and continue here. Still above the 21 on the monthly time frame. Nothing to consider here. The weekly and the daily are the ones that I put a lot of weight on here for my trading strategies. So the way I'm looking at this, again, from a bearish perspective, I am looking for continuation to occur. Again, as long as we remain below that 21 exponential, you guys know how I am about the 21 exponential. As long as we remain below that 21 exponential, I'm going to be looking for continuation until proven otherwise. Now, let's talk about the proof otherwise. Again, this is NASDAQ. Would not be out of the question. Again, we do have, right? We do have to remember, we do have a higher high, right? We took out this high right here with this high right here. We technically have a higher high. Yes, we could, in theory, hit this support, confirm a higher low, and see a breakout to the upside. This being a higher low in confluence with the last major low, which is right here, would definitely tell me, hey, you know, we have an uptrend formulating. We have an uptrend formulating. You guys got to remember, this low here confirmed and then was taken out. So this low here is inconsequential. This low here means jack dick to me. Again, considering the structure as a whole, sometimes you're going to see highs and lows that are inconsequential, that don't really affect the overall trending market. And the way I see it right now, as far as the bullish perspective here, we have to see a higher low anywhere above the last low, which is right here, before I'm confident that we see uptrend continuation, right? We do not have uptrend confirmation. This did for a while confirm the uptrend, and then it was immediately taken out to the downside, which means this low here no longer applies. It applies as far as confirming a change of behavior, because we see price action taking out a higher low to the downside and confirming, but it does not confirm an uptrend continuation. Obviously, we saw the low confirm here. We hit the diagonal trend line of pending resistance, and then boom, sell off to the downside. So the way I'm looking at it, again, I am more biased to the downside than I am to the upside, and we'll get a lot deeper into the reasons why here in a little bit. But again, from the bullish perspective here, I have to see a higher low, and I mean, I need to, preferably right here, right now, I need to see this support at 13,935, confirm as support, continue to utilize as support, confirm a higher low here, and confirm higher highs above the current highs. That's the only thing that'll convince me that this one's not going to hit the fucking dirt. Because right now, again, my opinion doesn't matter. And please don't pay attention to my opinion, because it doesn't fucking matter. The technicals matter, but my bias is this thing's ready to fucking enter a long-term bear market. This thing is ready to hit the fucking floor. It looks ready to hit the floor. Again, I just see the evidence. I see the momentum oscillators. I see the pressure. I see the negative resistance. I see price action hitting resistance after resistance after resistance after resistance after resistance, and seeing continuation to the downside. It does not spell peace and prosperity as far as a bull market is concerned. But again, we do have the conditions outlined: a higher low here and a breach at a bare minimum above this diagonal trend line of resistance. That and only that will convince me that this one's likely to formulate an uptrend and maybe see a little bit of relief to the upside, maybe even start trending to the upside. But until then, I am absolutely skeptical, and I am absolutely looking for bearish continuation. Now, we get to move on. SPY futures. Same fucking thing. Same thing. Whoop. I keep forgetting. Same thing here. Right? Now here's the difference. Same sentiment applies, except we do not have confirmation below the 21. Right? We saw a breach of the 21 exponential here, hold as support, only to get met with another ceiling of resistance. I do believe this was a result of RSI testing that negatively sloped exponential and getting rejected anyway. Boom, to the downside. We got a clean breach below the 21 exponential and looking for a secondary candle closure confirmation today. Regardless, the trending structure gives me the same sentiment here. don't know what's up with my fucking trend lines. Where am I getting this fucking support? Jesus Christ. To be realistic, oh shit. To be realistic with you guys, I think I fucked this chart up a little bit. I don't know what I was doing here. To be realistic with you guys, again, same thing. Diagonal trend line of resistance here to the downside. Yes, we did confirm a higher high above this mark right here. Technically, and we also confirmed, but guess what? We hit that diagonal trend line of resistance. To the downside we go, playing around with that 21 exponential, and now we're looking for potential confirmation. To be realistic with you guys, the way the formation on NASDAQ is looking, I would have to believe that this one is likely to play out the same way. The same principles apply to SPY futures as in NASDAQ, okay? I'm looking for continuation to the current support right here at 4,300 bucks even. Any open and closure below this region, then the overall trend or the overall potential for a bullish structure to formulate becomes threatened, as I would be looking for continuation to 4150 or its corresponding support. Now, looking at the formation again, same thing, a negatively sloped 21 exponential here, fresh breach of the 21 in confluence with a break of support, looking for continuation, which is currently occurring now, and potential confirmation will be had potentially today in 16 hours 15 minutes. Any confirmation, trust me, any confirmation, I will be very confident that we see continuation, boom, to this support level here first. And if it's anything like NASDAQ and we breach through this support here, we will be threatening the overall trend, boom. But the overall trend potentials to the upside by basically saying, nah, fuck you, we're going down. Same thing with momentum oscillators, ladies and gentlemen. RSI here, again, rejecting the exponential, breaching through the 50 read here. This doesn't apply. And looking for continuation to the downside. Very, very, very powerful. Stochastics here, same thing. And nose diving in the bullish critical zone, straight to the floor, back into the bearish control zone here. Again, the bears are starting to put some pressure on. But the same principle applies, ladies and gentlemen, to the upside. If we get a higher low here or even here and see continuation above this diagonal trend line of resistance, then I will be confident of continuation to the next resistance level, which is around 4,700 bucks even. But until then, I have confirmation potentially below the 21 exponential looking to confirm today. I have RSI below the 50 read potentially confirming today, and I have stochastics in the bearish control zone pointed to the negative slope already confirmed. So again, we have a lot of warning shots being fired off at once for this to potentially turn out to be a macro structural bear market to the downside. So until proven otherwise, and again, weekly time frame speaks the same fucking volumes. I don't care if we have a higher high on the weekly time frame. We have a lower structural high in comparison with the all-time high. We have a failure to achieve equilibrium above the diagonal trend line of resistance. We have a negatively sloped 21 exponential on the weekly time frame, and we have the 24-hour time frame looking like a fucking disaster. Until proven otherwise, I am looking for targets to the downside. Now here's why. Let me show you why. US dollar motherfucking index, ladies and gentlemen. What have I been telling you? What have I been telling you? What have I been telling you? This market is bullish. The US dollar index is absolutely, without a doubt, no question, bullish. Boom. Big, beautiful diagonal trend line of peace and motherfucking prosperity, formulating this trend to the upside. Now, I would have to suggest that it would be time for a little bit of a pullback, maybe all the way down to the 21 exponential and its corresponding support. We're around 99.30 here. But I would only be looking for a little bit of a higher low in this region. We do see our RSI here playing around with the bullish control zone, actually fucking flatlining at the bottom side of the bullish control zone, confirming a higher high above the exponential, which is very positive. Excuse me. Stochastics here, which has a little bit of a diagonal trend itself. Boom. Very, very obvious right here. Wouldn't be out of the question to see stochastics pull, touch this diagonal trend line, and continue the bullish formation right bitch. What the hell? What the fuck? Can you just drag? Thank you. I'm trying to get these as close as possible. I'm not trying to be perfect, but you know. So looking at the US dollar index, again, I'm fucking bullish. We're above the 21. We've confirmed above the 21 for quite some time. The 21 exponential has a very positive slope here. Momentum oscillators look good, except for the little bit of a cross again stochastics has right now. Would be out of the question to see a little bit of a pullback all the way into the 21 exponential, but realistically, I'm still going to be looking for continuation all the way up to 100.85. Any open and closure above there leads me to believe that the next price target for this one is 102.25, and the only thing that convinces me otherwise would be a breach followed by an open and closure below the 21. If that condition is met, I'll be looking for the first support level below that. We're at around 97.85, followed by a potential test of the diagonal trend line of peace and prosperity. Now, when it comes to the macro trend in perspective, this is the only trend line that I consider fucking necessary, right? Look at all of these touch points. Look at all of these touch points here. Look at all of these touch points here. All of these touch points. It would not be out of the question if we are to achieve a pullback to see a pull into this diagonal trend line of peace and prosperity. The trend is not in threat, in my opinion, until we breach that diagonal trend line of peace and prosperity. That diagonal trend line of support. And until then, I'm looking for blue fucking skies to the upside until proven otherwise. Sipping my tea here. Now the question may be, oh, do you have a plan for below the diagonal trend line? Of course, I have all these horizontals to play with to the downside, but again, we are nowhere near that right now. We have some time if and when that does occur, but for now, we are above the current support at 99.20, and as long as we remain above there and the 21 exponential, correspondingly, I'm going to be looking for continuation towards, again, that 100.85 resistance. This is the reason, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why the rest of the market is going down, 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 because the US dollar index is going up, up, up. And something I wanted to bring to everybody's attention today as well, something I haven't done on this stream for a while, would be the US dollar 10Y. It would be government bonds here. And government bonds are absolutely fucking exploding. Let me tell you what, big, huge macro structural higher low right here. Boom, followed by a higher low confirmation here. Boom, lift off. I'm going to be looking for US 10Y government bonds to hit 3.11% or 3.12%, give or take here. Very, very, very bullish in my opinion. Nothing about this formation is bearish, to be quite honest with you. We did have a little bit of a downtrend here in the very beginning that kind of made everything a little skeptical here, and that was denied. Structural higher low within that region. Boom, right here. Higher low, higher low, higher low, continuation. Very, very, very bullish indeed. Same thing. Government bonds, US dollar index going to the upside. Rest of the stock market and cryptocurrency market, likely not so much, as we are seeing a lot of red in the rest of the market here today, quote unquote yesterday, and the past couple of days. Definitely spells, common sense, right? Common sense. You see the bonds going up, you see Dixie going up, and the rest of the market's going down. You have a plan of attack for this kind of shit here. We're gonna go ahead and move on. AMC, fucking bad. Again, if the dollar index continues to incline, I think this one is tied to NASDAQ. I think. How do I look? Well, I didn't want that. Yeah, I was wrong. New York Stock Exchange, NYSE. So yeah, I mean, look, you just saw a huge fucking downtrend on that one here. But again, huge fucking downtrend to the downside. Big spike up after confirming lower lows. Boom. Hits the diagonal trend line of peace and prosperity. We have plenty of touch points on this diagonal point here. that would suggest resistance here. We hit that resistance line as well as hitting a horizontal resistance line. Boom, straight to the downside, confirming below the 21. Wouldn't be out of the question to see a pop back up to the 21 exponential for AMC at $20.75. But unless we open and close above the 21 exponential, I'm going to be looking for a retest of the current lows right around 14 bucks here. Oh my god, I keep forgetting. If we do open and close above the 21, yeah, I would look for like 23, 25, maybe even a pop back up to like 29 bucks to test a diagonal trend line of resistance here. But until we close on higher highs and confirm a higher low, again, same sentiment here. I am not looking for a trending structure until a trending structure is confirmed. And so far, not so good. No trending structure has been confirmed for AMC. And again, I could be wrong. AMC is very popular. You know, I could be very wrong about AMC, but the way I'm looking at it here, momentum oscillator is not really speaking volumes. Quick spike into the bullish controlled zone. Boom, straight down below the 50 read here. Very negative exponential on the RSI. Stochastics into the bearish control zone as well. I do think the bears have control right now. If this thing does spike back to the upside, unless it confirms higher highs, it's likely to get sold into. And that's my sentiment for us, AMC here. Hall of Fame Village now with 4 digits. Ooh, 4-digit cent percentiles here. Continuing below the 21. Again, I tried to tell everybody about the 21 exponential and the negative trend line perspective for the Hall of Fame Village here. This one has not looked good for quite some time. And again, I know this might dispel the positive belief on the believers of the Hall of Fame Village. I am also a believer on the Hall of Fame Village, but please bear in mind that this is a stock for a project that's not even done yet. That should be a big green flag for anybody looking to invest in fucking football. This is the goddamn Football Hall of Fame, and this is the NFL. Am I convinced that this one's going to sink, fail, and hit the floor? No. I have hope in this asset. I have aspirations for this asset. I have nothing but great expectations for this asset. But currently, it's dog shit. And I am extremely excited that it is fucking dog shit. Why? Because why wouldn't I buy an NFL stock at 96 fucking cents? And why wouldn't I buy as many as humanly fucking possible at this price? Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But I digress. I am looking forward to the day where I'm holding 5,000 to 10,000 shares of this asset at less than a fucking dollar, and this company opens and they start selling tickets and they start booking hotels and they start bringing NFL players and superstars and rich people from all over the fucking globe to this state of Ohio to crash and chill at the Hall of Fame resort with a mall, with a water park, with hotels, and the whole 9 yards. The money will fucking come in when it's open. I've been hearing a lot of chatter in the background. About this one, ladies and gentlemen, and it might be the result of what I've been analyzing on this one. Yes, it is currently dog shit. I cannot lie to you about that. It is currently dog shit. However, again, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, but I am a firm believer in the NFL. I think the NFL is a corporation that has heartily seen failure, and I believe that the Hall of Fame Resort and Entertainment Company will also be tied to the NFL's lack of failure. And at some point, when this company opens and starts selling tickets and starts attracting people from all around the globe, I think that's when this one starts turning around, when we start seeing generated revenue and profits and so on and so forth. But until then, it's dog shit. I'm going to be looking for continuation, to be realistic with everyone here, to lower lows. I'm going to be looking for 75 cents as the target to the downside. We did base our macro low here, which could not be a macro low, right around 81 cents. and saw a little bit of a relief rally pump up. Maybe some investors coming in thinking this is the low. Bunch of money comes in, boom, 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 hits a ceiling of resistance. People take profit. Open and closure below the 21, breaches resistance, support, confirms it as resistance, and now we're looking for the next target, which is 91 cents. I do believe that that target will be met, but again, I have to remind everybody, the same principle applies. We could easily come down and hit this 91 cent support and formulate an uptrend to the upside, because we did technically, I don't know. This is the confusing one, right? Because we're looking at the candle body from this perspective here. Technically, you could say we have higher highs here, which, you know, is arguable. It's argumentative. It's all about perception. And then we could base a higher low here at 91 cents and see an uptrend, but until we reach that diagonal trend line of resistance, until we see a girthy, explosive, veiny force of execution from my 21 exponential here, I'm not so convinced. RSI playing around with the 50 read, rejecting the 50 read back below the negatively sloped exponential, which is vastly negative, not good. Stochastics here back into the bearish critical territory, not good. No evidence suggesting continuation to the upside is likely for this asset, and until proven otherwise, that's kind of my disposition on that one. I think I have one more unless anybody has requests, and that's going to wrap up the stream. Again, same sentiment here for Bitcoin. If the rest of the stock market is failing, it is very likely that Bitcoin fails as well. Yes, while Bitcoin is the big bad boy in the cryptocurrency market, doesn't make it the big bad boy in the rest of the fucking market. That is a negative, Ghost Rider. We see open and closures below the 21, confirming resistance at the 21 and this resistance level here at 44,000 bucks. Boom, continuation. Realistically, I'm looking for this region here at 36,800, right? Or am I seeing that wrong? We'll just call it 37,000. Right around 37,000 is what I'm going to be looking for. Any open and closure below 37,000 basically tells me the same thing as the rest of the stock market is telling me here. A negative downtrending market. A negative downtrending market. A negative downtrending market that likely continues to do lower lows. Yes, realistically, I would be looking for the macro low, which is right here at $35,000. Even any open and closure below that tells me that Bitcoin likely full sends it all the way down to $29,000 once again, which is the last macro structural low that we had confirmed, and we likely see continuation below that. What does the weekly time frame look like? Probably not fucking good. Absolutely not. Could be looking at a Wyckoff distribution pattern here for the weekly time frame. Big thing here. Boom. Yeah, we have our range well defined, our diagonal resistance well defined. It's not looking good for any of the market right now, to be quite honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, and until proven otherwise for Bitcoin, which would be a reversal above the 21 with a secondary open and closure above the 21 and more confidently above 45,600, followed by a breach of the diagonal resistance trend line. I'm going to be looking for negative perspectives here, and until that condition is met, I'm looking down, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it wouldn't be out of the question to bounce back up to the 21 exponential. Shorter-term time frame traders may trade it as such. I am not a short-term time frame trader. I am a medium-term, long-term time frame perspective trader. And the medium-term time frames don't look so good, and the long-term time frames don't look so good. So I don't want to be negative for everybody, but that is perspectives for the downside. We do have plans for the upside. Again, I could be wrong on all of this. I could be absolutely wrong on all of this, but until proven otherwise, my bias for my personal trading strategy remains exactly the same. Below the 21, it stays below the 21 until proven otherwise. And I think that's going to do it for the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming through. If you want to check out my next stream, I will be playing some Elden Ring, just kind of bullshitting. I'm on Journey 2. I fucking love the game. I'm straight addicted to the game, and I don't think I'll ever stop playing the game until I master the entire game. Come check it out. I will be on in the next 5-ish minutes. Got to take care of a couple of things real quick first, and then I'll be playing on my PlayStation 5, playing some Elden Ring. Come join along. Come watch if you want to. It's always a good time when I'm playing some Elden Ring, and that's going to do it for the stream tonight. I I got 40 minutes out, so thanks for coming along. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that notification bell so you get all the notifications on the upcoming streams and videos that I have to release. And